Hey everybody, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. Thanks for tuning in today. I got inspiration for this video from another channel, Wooly's World. Go check his channel out. And Wooly was doing some firewood splitting, and he was tracking his activity on his Fitbit. I don't have a Fitbit, but I have a Garmin fitness watch here. And I figured I would see what kind of a workout I could get from splitting some firewood for 10 or 15 minutes. So nothing too fancy in this video. This is more about kind of sharing the data behind firewood splitting. I'm sure you guys know firewood splitting is it's work, right? Like, you get sore the next day, you get out of breath while you're doing it, but how much of a workout do you get? How high does the heart rate get? How many calories can I burn? I'm really curious to see how this plays out here. So I've got plenty of wood. If you've been following along, you've seen that I have recently taken down trees along our field edges. I've been hauling dead wood out of our woods, and I've been doing a bunch of other clearing work and whatnot, and I've got a nice collection of firewood over here. There's more just behind the camera. So I figured I'd spend 10 or 15 minutes today piling up a few of these logs, cracking them with the two mauls that I have, and seeing how much of a workout we get out of this. But let me show you one thing before I get started. These are the two mauls that I've used, and I did a previous video where I compared all of the mauls and splitting axes that I have. I have this one here, the big triangle shaped 12-pound monster maul, some of you guys called that, and then I have the typical 8-pound splitting maul, and I also have the Fiskars splitting axe, which only has like a, I don't know, 3-pound or 4-pound head on it. And I found, for me anyway, I like splitting with these two things more than I do the Fiskars. I know a lot of guys out there really like that Fiskars. And I mean, it's okay, but frankly, for the things that I'm breaking up, I feel these do a better job. But what I wanted to show you was I also got a bench grinder, and I didn't do any videos with that thing yet, but I took these to it, got a nice fresh edge on each of these, and hoping that they do better. This one was really banged up from getting chunked down into the dirt, so now it's got a nice clean edge on there, and see what that looks like. Can you see the edge? Looking pretty good. So today's workout with these two beasts, let's see how much we can get done in 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll take a look at the data on the fitness watch after the fact. Here we go. We'll see if I can show this here. My fitness watch, this is set up for running or cycling for the most part. And what I have to do is go in here, tell it that my activity is going to be something else, not a run or a bike. So I'm going to say other. It knows where I am. I can say okay. I'm going to do another activity. And then I tell it to go. And here we go. I'm going to set a timer for about 10 or 15 minutes. And we'll see what the data looks like. Alright, that one's not breaking easily. Got that big old branch on it. We'll go to the easier stuff. that was just over 12 minutes. I'm out of breath. It's got me at a 152 heart rate right now. So I'm gonna spend another 3-4 minutes gathering up with a wheelbarrow what I've cut and putting it over here in the pile, and then we'll see the whole heart rate trend line through the splitting and then the moving of the firewood, and we'll see what that looks like. Well, the elapsed time here is just short of 20 minutes. I'm going to stop it. That says 1952. I don't know if you can see that. And that includes me moving the camera and doing all that kind of stuff. But we'll take a look at when this data uploads to my phone. We'll see what that heart rate trend looks like. All right, well, the data finally synced up on my phone. It took forever. I ended up driving across the property and started doing something else while it was doing its thing to sync up, and then I came back to look at it, and finally it's here. But before I show you this, let me just mention that I am starting a new business. It's called Service Marketing School, and it is an online training program for business owners of service businesses to learn how to get more customers online. So for those of you that don't know, in the past 10 years or so, I've done online marketing work for my day job. I just recently left the marketing agency that I've been working at for the last 6 years, and I'm starting this new business to show small businesses how they can do everything that the digital marketing agency does for the most part on their own by taking my training classes. So if you're interested, or if you know someone who has a service business, that could be anything from your standard home repair and maintenance type business, your HVAC, roofing, siding, windows, lawn care, tree care, cleaning business, all of those types of businesses, or professional service businesses like your attorneys, accountants, and so on, your personal care businesses, which unfortunately right now, due to the shutdown that's happening in most of the states due to coronavirus, there's not really a heck of a lot of marketing you can do for those kinds of businesses right now, unfortunately. But if you find yourself with free time, now might be the time to learn. Now might be the time to invest in your business, invest in your website, and invest in your business's online presence so that you can grow that in the future when things really turn around. So I wanted to share that with you. If you guys could help me out by sharing that with people that you know who are service business owners, tell them to go to servicemarketingschool.com. There's a couple free classes on there. I'm doing some live sessions right now, a couple days a week. So before anyone buys anything from me, I'm giving away a tremendous amount of value and a lot of insight and trying to help as many business owners as I can right now, given the economic situation that we're all in. So let's take a look at this data. This says, I don't know how well this is going to come up. I burned there That was 19 minutes, 52 seconds. It put a distance on there because it thinks I did something like a run or a walk or something like that, but I didn't. And the calorie count, you can see there, it says I burned 237 calories in that 20 minutes, which is actually kind of a lot. Like, I could ride a bicycle for a half hour, 45 minutes, and only burn 200 to 300 calories. So 237 calories for that period of time for 20 minutes, I think pretty good. And then the other thing I wanted to show you here was the heart rate chart. This is what that looked like. So starting off on the left there, it escalated pretty quickly, got up to around 145 or so. I can do sideways. Let's see if it'll tell me any of these numbers here in the individual place. It will not, but I can pinch and zoom. So most of the time, I must have moved from one place to another here, right in the middle. Either that or there was a little glitch with the sensor that's on the underside of my watch. But it looks like I had a little dip there, and then through most of the splitting action, I was upwards of, that's well over 140, approaching 150 beats per minute through that high section there. And then when I went to move around the Firewood after the fact, it decreased considerably. So there's another chart on here. There's another chart on here that shows each of these zones. I see I've got reflection of the camera on there. See what that looks like. So zone 1 through 5, and zone 1 through 5 just correlates with a heart rate range. So zone 1 is where I spent 9% of my time, 9% of that 20 minutes, and that's between 93 and 110 beats per minute. Zone 2, between 111 and 129, I spent 30% of my time there. Zone 3, which is your standard kind of aerobic zone, if you're looking to get a good cardio workout, zone 3 is where you want to be. For me, that's between 130 and 147 beats per minute, and I was at 36% of my time there. And then zone 4 is the zone in which, I forget the name for that, but it's like the anaerobic threshold zone. So if you're kind of exceeding the standard cardio zone, that's the zone that you're in. And zone 4 had me there 22% of the time. That's between 148 beats per minute and 166 beats per minute. These zones are defined based on your age. So if you were to go and check out one of these zone charts for yourself, you might get different numbers, and that's why as you get older, your zone charts, or the beats per minute per each zone, goes down. But pretty cool that almost equally amount. I spent 30% in zone 2, 36 in zone 3, 22% in zone 4. So what do we learn from this? Well, basically, we learned that, yeah, splitting wood's a pretty good workout. I got my heart rate up, and I used a couple different muscle groups moving those pieces of wood from one place to another. So all in all, pretty decent workout, I think. You guys let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe. And if you know other people who might like this kind of content, share this video as well. I greatly appreciate it. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.